What's going on, guys? Bobby with Consumer Time Capsule, back with the 34th volume of the CTC Lightning Round Review, where every Friday we take a look at 8 new products hitting grocery store shelves right now. And this time it is finally our Easter special. So, yeah, we are very excited to get into 8 new Easter products, including Kellogg's Froot Loops White Chocolate Bunny. We got 2 Starburst jelly beans, both duos and soda pop mix. We've got Froot Loops Peeps in pop form. We got Peeps jelly beans, Kit Kat lemon crisp, hot tamales Peeps, and last but not least, Hostess carrot cake donuts. So as usual, Ryan and I are about to turn off the cameras. We're going to taste all 8 of these products, and when we come back, we'll be ranking them in a capsule countdown in terms of their taste, from worst to first, and also assigning all 8 of these new products a Gimmick Grade, so you know just how interesting all this new stuff is. So give us a second, and we'll be right back. And we're back, and coming in at 8th place, last place on today's Capsule Countdown, unfortunately, is the Froot Loops Peeps Pop. Now, these are $2 at Walmart, and you only get 4 Peeps, which is really highway robbery, because Peeps are incredibly cheap. And they usually come in much larger packs. All that they did was just shish kebab them, and then they charged you double the price and gave you a third of the amount of Peeps. So you're paying 6 times up to get it on a pop, and I don't think that really makes a ton of sense. In terms of the taste of the Peeps themselves, it was very difficult to differentiate between the 4 flavors. We ate all of the orange one, but here's what's left of the red, the blue, and the green. I think the most distinct flavor was the green one, but they didn't taste like Froot Loops. The good news is there is a product that we're going to talk about later that tasted so much like Froot Loops that I was jumping up and down. This one, that's not it. As far as the gimmick of a Froot Loops flavored Peep, I love it. I got to give it an 8 out of 10, but at $2 for 4 Peeps, that just tastes like normal, generic, not so great Peeps. It's got to get last place, 8th place on today's Capsule Countdown, and a 3 out of 10. So, sorry to start out your Easter off in a bad mood, but hey, we got some good stuff to come. Unfortunately, that doesn't start with the next Peeps product, because these are the Peeps jelly beans. So they have 4 flavors that are inspired by regular Peeps. We have strawberry, blueberry, lemon, and most importantly, a marshmallow that smells unbelievable. When you open up this package and you get a nice whiff, it's distinctly marshmallow. They've got great colors, great variety. It looks like a nice kind of pastel Easter arrangement. I'd say this could be the most Eastery product that we have. And unfortunately, the taste, the blueberry and the lemon, which are usually 2 flavors that are almost impossible to mess up, are actually the 2 worst flavors. The marshmallow and the strawberry, they're both okay, but those are both flavors that I'm not like super in love with to begin with. So you don't want those to be the 2 best ones. They taste like normal jelly beans. There's nothing special about them really at all, except the packaging and the gimmick. I'm going to give the gimmick a 6.5 out of 10. I think it's a really nice package. I like that Peeps is really working hard to constantly be coming out with new stuff to kind of keep people engaged and trying to, you know, they could just release Peeps marshmallow deals and make a ton of money, but they're going to continue to innovate, and I do like that. These were $2.99 at Target, which is the most expensive jelly beans that we've had, and they are the worst. I don't know, Ryan, what do you think? About a 3.5 or so for taste?
4.
Maybe a 4. I mean, look, these are not the kind of jelly beans that anybody's really going to be in love with, but they're also not terrible. So I could get behind a 4. So we'll give it a 4, 7th place on today's Capsule Countdown. And that brings us to our 6th place entry, which is actually another one of the jelly beans here. And this one is the Starburst Duos jelly beans. And the reason why I bought this was, remember the Starburst Duos candy? like the one that had the lemon and blue raspberry. That was like one of the best flavors ever created, and it had the strawberry and watermelon. It was like really, really good. This comes in 4 flavors. It is Grapeade, Tropical Cherry Splash, Raisin Watermelon, Strappleberry, Peachapalooza, Banana Berry Blast. So that's what, 6 flavors? 6 flavors.
Good variety.
So everything has 2 flavors in one. And as I try to keep my stuff together here, here's what they look like. It does make a very bleak looking jelly bean plate though. This is more of like a Halloween blend to me. These were $1.98 at Walmart, so you definitely can't argue with the price. As far as the gimmick of a Starburst Duo, like multi-flavored, multi-layered jelly bean, a little less interesting than some of its counterparts. So I'm gonna give the gimmick a 3.5 out of 10. And I'm going to give the taste, I'll give it a 4.5. It's okay. But it really does taste a lot more like just putting like jelly bean flavors get combined all the time. You just usually do it yourself. You grab a fistful and you throw them in your mouth. They just kind of do that work for you. But it doesn't taste that great. It doesn't really taste like Starburst at all. And there's no resemblance at all, just to clarify, to the Starburst Duos that are so delicious in the regular candy aisle. So just get those. All right, and that brings us to 5th place on today's Capsule Countdown, which is another Peeps product. This one is actual Peeps that come in an actual container. $1.49 at Kroger for the Peeps Hot Tamales. So we got 2 brands working together. I think that this is a marriage that just makes sense. So I'm gonna give the gimmick a 7.5. It's a hot cinnamon flavored Peep, and as Ryan said, it smells like a fireball shot when you open it. It is a very strong scent. They have that bright red hue to them, both on the outside and on the inside. The cinnamon taste is not as strong as I expected it to be based on the scent, but it is actually really complementary to the marshmallow. I was actually pretty impressed with how well it worked. And I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. 5th place on today's Capsule Countdown. Is it going to be a go-to year in, year out flavor? I really don't think so, but I think it is an interesting one-time buy and something that folks should check out. Not too bad. All right, that brings us to the halfway point. And let's see here. I have nothing on that plate, so that must mean we've got the what's left of the Kellogg's Froot Loops White Chocolate Bunny by Frankford. And what this is it's a $1 bunny, by the way.
Good deal.
You cannot beat that deal. I'm gonna go ahead and open it up just to show you the back of it. So it looks like just a regular bunny with a little bit of speckles on the front, but the back looks like a bowl of Froot Loops. And there's a reason for that. It tastes like a bowl of Froot Loops in milk, and it's delicious. I like it better than eating a bowl of Froot Loops. And look, a gimmick of a Froot Loop bunny, that's a 9 out of 10 for sure. And taste-wise, 7.5 out of 10. Really good. 4th place on today's Capsule Countdown. And that brings us to the top 3. And you know that means it's going to be some pretty high scores in this upper tier here. 3rd place going to a very strong offering from Hostess. It's the Carrot Cake Donettes. Now, the Carrot Cake Donettes are $2.68 at Walmart, and they come in an 8-pack of 3 donuts each. So a very small pack here, as you can see, sealed up. But the texture's in play. Like the outer coating is so crispy and delicious. The inside really tastes like a good carrot cake. Not like a good Hostess carrot cake, something rather, but like an actual delicious carrot cake. I really do think this is the strongest Hostess donuts that they've come out with.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd really like to see them experiment with more unique flavors, because this is a very encouraging sign for them. I would have never got donuts in the bag form, but now that I can collect the boxes, they just started with the boxes last year, you might end up seeing more Hostess donuts here on the CTC review or on the lightning rounds, because I like to collect the boxes. So I'm just happy with this all together. As far as the gimmick goes, maybe a little bit on the conventional side, but still pretty interesting. I'll give it a 5 out of 10 for the gimmick.
Put a bunny on there.
They could have done a little some more. They put some little flowers, so I'll give it a 5 out of 10 for the gimmick. It should have been a little bit higher, but that's okay because the taste was absolutely delicious. 8.5 out of 10 in third place on today's Caps. I'm so used to 8.5 out of 10 being enough for at least a top 2 spot, but it's not. This is not today, and that's because
bronze.
yeah, one of the jelly beans actually really exceeded my expectations, and that is the Target exclusive soda pop flavor mix of Starburst jelly beans. These come in orange soda, grape soda, cola lime, and fruit punch flavors, and all 4 of those flavors are absolutely delicious. Orange soda being the best. It actually tastes a little bit more like a orange Tic Tac, which is one of my all-time favorite things to eat. But even the grape soda, the fruit punch, the cola lime is extremely interesting. I like that they didn't just go cola. I think that the cola lime really worked, really worked well. All these flavors actually worked incredibly well, and I am willing to make the proclamation right now. These are the best tasting jelly beans ever made. Wow. The best jelly beans I've ever had. The gimmick of soda pop flavored jelly beans, I think it's great. I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. And as far as the taste, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Second place on today's Capsule Countdown. Incredibly strong offering from our friends over at Starburst. But of course, that leaves just one. And basically, Ryan and I each took one bite and we were like, wow, this is the winner. And it was. It did end up being the winner. It's the Lemon Crisp Kit Kats, which is so encouraging because remember those raspberry cream ones that we just, it was like around Valentine's Day that we reviewed those and they were so disappointing. These are just unbelievably delicious. These are maybe a little bit weaker in terms of their connection to the Easter season. I found them at CVS for $4.39, which is too much money for them. But I have since seen them at Kroger, Walmart, HEB, places where I could have got it a lot cheaper. It looks great. It tastes great. It's everything you love about a Kit Kat, plus a really nice, it's not overwhelmingly lemony, but it also is pleasantly lemony. There's no chocolate at all to it. It's I guess a white chocolate base, but the lemon really overpowers it to where you really can't taste anything but the lemon and the wafer. And man, I got to tell you, I don't know if I would prefer it over a milk chocolate Kit Kat, but it's close enough that there are definitely days in which I would pick this over even just a regular, delicious, normal Kit Kat. So I got to give it a, what do you think, Ryan? 9.5 out of 10?
Oh, yeah.
9.5 out of 10. First place on today's Capsule Countdown. Packaging a little bit on the bland side, but I do like the idea of making a lemon-flavored Kit Kat, so I'll give the gimmick a 4 out of 10. But don't buy it at CVS like I did, like an idiot, but pay like $2.50 or $2.99 or whatever and get it at Walmart or Kroger or something a little bit more fiscally responsible. So speaking of fiscal irresponsibility, recently spent a lot of money on these because I've been looking for them for a long time. It is not an Easter-oriented product because I don't have anything that isn't in my storage unit that's Easter-themed from later than like 5 years ago. So I'm going to do a cereal product because we had some Froot Loops, and now we've got Froot Loops in a totally different form. It is from 2000 Kellogg's Snack'ems monster-sized Froot Loops.
Wow.
So they are super-sized loops. They are exactly the same as Froot Loops, but much, much bigger, and they're designed for snacking. This is not for your cereal bowl and milk. But the best part of it is, and I'm a longtime Pringles collector. I mean, I talk about Pringles nonstop, and the fact that this is a canister-based cereal, I'm a cereal collector, I'm a Pringles collector, and this is like a melding of those worlds. But it didn't just come in Froot Loops, and I've got the other 2 flavors as well. So I've got this one a little bit on the conventional side, Rice Krispie Treats. So, just clusters of Rice Krispie Treats. And then I've got giant corn pops. Whoa. Big boomin' pops, as they call them. So these are just a really inventive product from 2000. The kind of thing that I really wish cereals would do now that we're reviewing, because this is something special. I love this. I've been looking for these for so long. I guess they just weren't eye-catching enough that people really thought to save them at the time, but I think the idea of making giant snack Froot Loops and Corn Pops and even Rice Krispie treats in a canister, I absolutely love it. They are sealed, so I could open them, but I would literally rather kill myself. So I'm not going to end up doing that. But anyway, guys, happy Easter. But the best is yet to come. And that's because on Tuesday, our all-new CTC Lightning Round review is going to have all 4 flavors of the Russell Stover Sours Bunnies. Sour-flavored white chocolate bunnies. So that will be our last Easter review of the season. So please stay tuned for that. And of course, stay tuned next Friday for an all-new CTC Lightning Round review, where we're going to be covering 8 new soft drinks. There are a lot of sodas hitting the market right now that I'm very excited about. So we got a really interesting week coming up. So stay tuned for that. And of course, until next time, I will miss you until I see you, and take a peek at this on the way out. Oh. Big rolling Froot Loops. Love it. Happy Easter, y'all.